Okay, so we're now on the second part of the practical analytics video. So we have here our laboratory activity number 2 as far as slide is concerned. And here we have a case study, a multi-dimensional analysis using Microsoft Excel. So the business case. So let's read the business case. So Robert Jones is a manager of several sales organizations at Global Bike Incorporated, and his responsibilities are monitoring and managing sales activities. He has a number of OLTP systems to assist with the recording of day-to-day transactions. At the end of each month, he is provided with a report which displays each sale. The format of the report is illustrated on the next slide. So although this report provides a lot of information, the information is not in a format that can easily assist in the type of decisions you are required to make. Robert has decided to examine the pivot tables as means of producing more useful reports. So this is the format of the data. So we have several columns like year, month, day. So this is the date of the transaction, the customer number, the customer description, the city, the sales organization, the country, then the order number, order item, the product code, and then the product description, the product category, etc. Okay, so we have several columns here, more or less recording the sales transaction from for several years. So the task here now is to create a pivot table in Microsoft Excel in order to analyze the data using the multi-dimensional reporting. A number of multi-dimensional navigational techniques will be introduced. Moreover, some special techniques for presenting key figures will also be shown. So how do we do this activity? Number one is open the Excel file. So we're going to open this data. I actually included this link in our group chat, so you can just download this or check our Edmodo class for this data. Actually, I have already opened here. So we have here our data consists of more than 48,000 rows or records. Okay, so that's step number 1. Number 2, we create a pivot chart. Start with a high-level overview and create a pivot table which shows the revenue in Germany and US throughout the years. So this will be the periods. So how do we do that? I have here now my Excel file. So how do we create a pivot table? We just click on Insert. So click Insert and then Pivot Table. Before we click on Insert Pivot Table, be sure that your cell pointer is clicked anywhere inside the table. That will surely save us some activities or clicks. Use mouse clicks and mouse dragging of the dragging of the mouse. Because if you do that, the table will be automatically selected by Microsoft Excel. So we don't need to select the range, the table, and then okay, let's just choose new worksheet, and then we just click OK. So after that, it creates a new worksheet. So we have your sheet number 1, and we have now these window panes here. So that means we are ready to create our pivot table. Okay. It says here we're going to create a pivot table. The row will be the year, and we have the country for our column, and it will show the revenue. So the revenue should be in the same currency. Okay. So let's do that. So I'm going to look for year and then drag year and drop year here at this window pane, row labels. So I have here now my year. And then I'm going to drag the field country and drop inside column labels. That's it. And then I'm going to look for revenue. So revenue, you notice we have revenue here and another revenue here, but this revenue here is not converted to US or US dollars. Since in Germany they have different currency, so we have to use revenue in US dollars. So place your revenue in US dollars. And that's it. So we have here now our pivot table for the first activity. Okay. Rotate. How do we rotate views? So we can rotate the views by just swapping the axis. So here you notice year is now on the column and the country is now on the row. So you can observe a different behavior of two countries, whereas Germany shows a continuous increase in revenue. So continue increasing. There is a sharp decline in US in 2009. So and then the decline here, and then again it's quite uh, increasing. So try not to identify reasons for this behavior in the data. Do this by slicing the data, which will be our next step. But first, let us do this one. So let's try to rotate our table. So how do we do that? What we have to do is to drag country and place it under row labels. So you notice our data, the format for data will change, and then drag year here, and then we have now uh, rotated our data. So we have rotated our table. Okay, that's activity number 3. The number 4, slice. We analyze the data from Germany first and therefore do a slice on a country. So switch the key figure to revenue in local currency. So how do we do that? So again, our currency here a while ago is in US dollars, but here we want to switch the key figure in for 1.4 in local currency, and we want to display only Germany. So how do we do that? In our Excel pivot table, we can drag country also under report filter. Okay, so we have report filter. No, no need to drag country to report filter, right? Sorry with that one. Sorry for that one. All we have to do now is change sum of revenue. Instead of using sum of revenue, we use revenue only. Okay. And then to show only or to slice and show only uh, Germany, we click on this and be sure to check only Germany. So we have here now in our pivot table, it only shows the revenue in local currency for Germany. Then 1.5, drill down to the sales organization and customer for Germany. So uh, sales organization first. So let's go to sales organization first. So this time around, you notice we're going to filter only Germany. So what we're going to do is to drag country on report filter and then drag sales organization under row labels. You notice again, we have only checked Germany. So that means this is for Germany. So a while ago, we have only the totals for Germany, but this time around, we have the totals for this sales organization in Germany. So we are actually drilling down. So it's a drill down, or we're showing more details. That's why we're drilling down. Okay. From sales organization, drill down to customer. So what are we going to do? So from sales organization, we drill down to customer. But notice we're not going to remove sales organization, but we just uh, see what. Okay, let's just drag customer description under sales organization. So it should be below. So in this case, we have here now the sales organization, and then we have the customer below. Okay, so we're showing more details. So that's an example of drill down. Again, that's an example of drill down. Rotation. So check the dependency on the product category and product by rotating the Q. So what was done here? This is by product category and product. So instead of sales organization, we have here now the product category followed by the product. Yeah, so we have product category and followed by the product. So we observed the introduction of new product in 2010. Now analyze the new market in more detail. So we can analyze the market in more details. The next, in this case, 1.7, show percentage values. Compare the new e-bike with other bikes. Filter the last 2 years, so only 2010 and 2011, on all bikes. Filter on division, so it should be only on bikes. Instead of showing the revenue in absolute numbers, show percent of column total. So let's first do that one before I will forget. So I think product category is placed here. Is that product category? We only show bike. Electric bike? Are we going to show only electric bike? Wait, I forgot already. So what's this? Division. So the division rather than product category. So it's not product category, it's division. So where is division here? So division. So the division we're going to use is bike. Okay, so we have here bike. And then what? These are the product description. So we have here the product description only. What's that? Oh, okay. So we have only the product description. So product description, you drag product description on the row label. So I remove the current or the previous labels here, and then I drag product description under row labels. So I have now country and division for my filter, product description for my row, and revenue for my values. But it says here what? Showing the revenue, absolute numbers. So we filter first 2010 and 2011. So how do we do that? We have here the column labels. So unselect, we only select 2010 and 2011. That's it. And then what's next? It says here, instead of absolute values, we show percent of column total. So how do we do that? So here, you can click here and it will show the value field settings. So click on value field settings and then show value as. So again, we have here two tabs. Show value as percent of, is it percent of column? And percent of column, and then click OK. Do I have the correct value? Is it percent of column or percent of column total? 11.5. I think that's correct because that one is sorted already. You can sort this one. And if we sort from highest to lowest, so we have these values. So this is now more or less the value for this. I think it was sorted by 2011, not 2010. So 2011. So that's the result. Okay. So that is showing by percentage. Then drill through. To finish the analysis of Germany, find out when a new bike was sold for the first time. Please have a look at the all order items sorted. I think for this one, when the new bike was sold for the first time, we just have to sort using only e-bikes. We can actually already use this part. So we just go to this part and then filter. First, we have to filter only, what are we going to filter? E-bikes. So e-bikes are product category e-bikes. And then what we sort, and we sort. Smallest to largest, smallest to largest. So there. So find out when the new bike was sold for the first time. So we just filtered e-bike, so EBI, then sort this. So this was the first time the e-bike was sold. So it was sold to this customer January 1 of, no, this one should be descending. Uh, or ascending rather. So it was sold on February 1, 2010. neck guard, and red light bikes. Okay. Now, analyzing the US data. So, how do we analyze the US data? Again, we can go back to our pivot table. So, instead of having Germany, we just click US, and so we have US, the revenue per year. So, we'll be showing all of the years now. So, at this time, our revenue in US dollars, or even just revenue. And here, customer description and city. So we have here customer description. I should have uh, turned off my notification, but oh, what happened? Oh, naghang up.